Right, coming to the Peoria Civic Center later this month, Saturday, April 21st, is a new event, the Peoria Recovery Project, and I've got some special guests here to talk to me about it and let you know what's going on. Welcome, Sharon, Jamie, and Sheriff. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for joining us today. So tell me, what is the Peoria Recovery Project?
It's an event. It's focused on substance abuse disorder. All of it. We're going to have, there's going to be 50 different resource booths set up. There's going to be different treatment centers. There's going to be counselors, just all kinds of help for those struggling, those who have been to treatment, support for the families of those struggling, just a bunch of help.
Awesome. So when someone walks in, what would they expect to see unfolded? It's in the exhibit hall at the Civic Center.
Yeah, exhibit hall D. When they walk in, they're gonna there'll be different resource booths set up, and then after the resource booths, there'll be a speaker area, and we're gonna have 9 different speakers speaking.
Wow.
Tim Ryan will be our featured speaker. He's with A&E Dope Man. He's with a Man in Recovery Foundation, and he just goes all over the U.S. speaking and helping people.
So the hours for the event are 9 a.m. to 4. Yes. Is there a prime time when speakers are going to be, or is it all day long?
No, speakers start at 11.
Okay, speakers start at 11.
We have it to where each speaker will speak about 15 minutes.
Okay.
So, and then Tim Ryan will be the third speaker, and and then the last speaker will be Dr. Chandra from RASIC Complete Recovery, and he'll be doing a question and answer segment, and that'll be good for anybody who has any questions about different things. He'll be there to answer.
Great. Now, tell me, why is this event so important? Jamie Harwood, our Peoria County Coroner.
Hi. Thank you for having us here today. I think the vast reason for this is so important is so people not only have awareness, but they know that we are going to take action for this so important issue that we have not only in Peoria County but throughout the United States. This is an opportunity for people to come in and to understand why this is so important. And Sharon had this idea to throw it out there, and we took bait on it, the sheriff and I and the other members of this group that are helping her, because it's so important. Mm-hmm. We have to have action, and now is the time for action.
You have quite a few people on this committee that's organizing this event. Sheriff, tell us a little bit about your role from the Sheriff's Office.
Well, I'll speak for law enforcement in general. Peoria City Police, Chief Marion's been very involved with this, as well as the Peoria Fire Department, and State's Attorney, the Mayor, the list goes on. But there's a lot of key stakeholders from our community that's been involved. From law enforcement, kind of like the coroner was stating, this is such a growing epidemic. It's almost where I call it a pandemic now. It's changed how we do policing, because every day we're dealing with instances of overdose.
Really?
Every day.
Wow.
Day. Our first responders, our police officers are now, they're lifesavers.
Mm-hmm.
We're carrying Narcan. We're treating people in the field if we get there in time.
Mm-hmm.
This is growing. I see it in the jail as well. The number of people we're putting on withdrawal protocol every month, these are new arrests. It's growing and growing and growing. And I've been in a unique situation, because prior to Sheriff, I was the jail superintendent. So I had a lot of one-on-one time with people fighting this battle. And it was the same story time and time again. Because I used to think of it, no, this is a choice. Mm-hmm. You're going out, you're just trying to get high. And it's not. It was once explained to me, and I use this the best way to explain it, to kind of break it down. This young man said, Brian, imagine if you were being held underwater and you're going to do anything you can to get that next gulp of air. You will bite, you will punch, you will scratch. He goes, it's the same feeling when you're on heroin. Your body feels like that. You have to get that next dose. It takes over your whole body. That talk that day changed my perception on this. And we know, and I won't be the only law enforcement executive that says this, we're not going to arrest our way out of this problem. Treatment is a huge part of this. And I thank Sharon for putting this together, coming to us, and for our community. But this isn't just for Peoria County. This is for everyone in the area. There'll be people here from Springfield, to Chicago. The word's out. There's so many people in our community that need help and resources, and Sharon's really streamlined a function that can provide those.
So this event is truly for people who are maybe suffering from it, families of those people, but also an educational event, it sounds like, for just the general public as well. Because I mean, I got to admit, I didn't know it was that severe. Yeah. And I'm living in my bubble, right?
I think general public education is so important, and that education will help remove stigma. And there's a huge stigma for addicts at this junction, which makes it harder and harder to gain support, to gain traction from our community to say we need help.
Sure.
And that stigma is a barrier, and so this is an opportunity to remove some of that stigma.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, you hate to ask for help when you think there's something wrong with you then.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah. And now, Sharon, I know you have a very personal story of, you know, why this, what made you create this event, and where is that passion coming from? If you could share your story.
We lost our son, Cody Gillis, to an overdose August 1st of 2016. Our family rose from our pain. We formed Cody's Crusaders Foundation, and we help those who are struggling to try and guide them to treatment facility. And we've had so many come to us, the families, those struggling, they're lost. When it comes time to finding help, they don't know where to go, what to do. And there's a lot of us that are out there helping. So I just had the vision of bringing all of us that are helping together for a one-day event and just kind of help guide, you know, the families and those struggling into treatment.
So would this be a good event for people who have maybe lost friends or family
Yes,
to addiction as well?
yes.
Good resource.
There's going to be, Dr. Olt will be there set up with the Jolt harm reduction and with, it's called GRASP, and it's grief relief after substance passing. And it helps you, you know, speak to others who, you know, have lost and are struggling in that grief, and it's just...
Yeah, that's hard. It's a hard
is.
situation.
This, obviously, the main thing that we'll be discussing nowadays is going to be the heroin and the opiates, but this is by design going to be for any type of addiction. If someone's struggling with alcohol addictions or benzos or even like a cocaine addiction, there's going to be resources there. So this is, yeah, it's really highlighting our opiate epidemic, but this is an opportunity for anyone struggling with any type of addiction to come in and see the resources available to them in our community.
Great. So what are some of the booths that are, I know you mentioned a couple of them, some of the resource booths that are going to be there? Obviously, the Sheriff's Office is going to have one. Who else is
And
going
with
to
the
be there?
Sheriff's Office, they're going to be doing the,
Drug disposal. We'll be taking any prescription drugs that someone needs to get rid of, because that is a big piece of this puzzle. So we will have a disposable mechanism in place there.
So, okay, so you can't just throw them in the garbage?
No.
Or is there? Oh.
No. Obviously, if we throw them in the garbage,
I mean, yeah, a little naive here, I guess.
there's our medical community, and this is part of the game as well, and there's a lot of education, and they're changing the way they do business, but the overprescription of pain medications for years is a big part of this. Unfortunately, a lot of our heroin addicts today, it started by conventional means, lower back pain.
Yeah.
It started with the football injury at high school. That's how these start. And when you go in and get your tooth pulled and they give you a 90-day supply of Vicodin or Oxy, it's there and it's available to the children. So what we're trying to do is get this back out, get it disposed of properly. In the gas station, we've been in the business of medication disposal for about 12 years. We started with the water company because people were flushing them. We wanted safe water. But it's grown into more of we want these drugs back so we can dispose of them properly.
Well, that's good to know.
And to his point, we know based on statistics that 3 out of 4 opioid users started with the prescription pain medicine, which is huge. That's 75%.
That makes sense. I mean, when you think of how big the problem has gotten now, you can see a very easy way to start that. Anyone who's had a surgery or knee pain or shoulder, you know, that they've gone through.
It's synthetic heroin.
Yeah.
yeah, it is.
Interesting. All right, so what else do we need to know about the Peoria Recovery Project coming up in 3 weeks? 3 weeks.
There will be naloxone training. There will be a couple booths doing it, so because there will be a lot of people that, you know, can be trained. Dr. Olt with harm reduction, she'll be doing it in her booth. And then Human Service Center will be training. And then the Peoria Police Department will be doing CPR training too.
Wow. Excellent.
Yeah.
And this is a free event.
Great
this
point,
It's a free
Great point.
event. That's why we're just advocating anyone from the community come on down. We will be accepting donations, and any money that's raised through this will help sponsor a person in need that goes to treatment, needs to go to treatment.
Great. Yeah, so an open house, free to come, 9 to 4, speakers start at 11. Peoria Civic Center, exhibit halls on Saturday, April 21st, tackling a very big problem in Peoria and beyond Central Illinois and the country, as I recall. So thank you very much for joining me today and shedding a little light on this
Thank you.
new event. And
Appreciate the opportunity.
we hope you all come on down to the Peoria Civic Center on Saturday, April 21st. You can check out PeoriaCivicCenter.com for a link for that if you need more information. So, wrapping up the show, we're just going to do a rundown of other events happening at the Peoria Civic Center in the month of April. As we mentioned earlier, the Rivermen are wrapping up their season. They are wrapping up the season in first place and have already secured a spot in the playoffs. Their final home games are Friday and Saturday, puck drop at 7:15. And then their first playoff game has already been set, and that is April the 11th. For more information on their playoffs, as well as tickets, go to PeoriaRivermen.net. Coming up in the Civic Center, also in the exhibit halls, those halls are busy this month, is the Clean Water Celebration. This is a phenomenal trade show display of water environmental booths. It's open to middle school, high school students, as well as the general public. Lots of just displays and seeing how water works within our soil and our communities. And of course, things that we can do to improve that water, as the sheriff mentioned. So that is Monday, April 23rd at the Peoria Civic Center. Time is 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Again, that is another free event that you can come through and wander. In the entertainment world, we've always got shows going on. The Decemberists are coming up next Wednesday, April the 11th. This is a contemporary folk rock group with some great music to hear. And then we also have comedian Kevin Hart coming April 26th. That is a Thursday night. Wizard of Oz will be the same night. That'll be the last show of the Broadway series. Wizard of Oz is also opening April 25th and 26th. So 2 nights. If you haven't gotten your tickets yet, make sure you grab those. That show is going to sell out just as all the other Broadway shows have. The Shrine Circus is back May 2nd. And then another classic rock group, Three Dog Night, will be here on May the 3rd in the theater. And then for the kids, PJ Masks, if you've got little ones, you know what that is. They'll be here on May 4th. That is selling well as well, so if you want tickets, get them now. And then another Mom's Night Out. I mom so hard. May 9th, just in time for Mother's Day. Go check that out. 2 funny ladies that'll make you laugh, drink some wine, have a good time with your girlfriends, leave the kids at home. And then, of course, the big names in country music. Jason Aldean is here May 11th, and Keith Urban is October 12th. Both of those big concerts tickets are on sale now, so grab them while you can. PeoriaCivicCenter.com has links to everything you need that's going on at the Civic Center, as well as Ticketmaster.com for those tickets to the entertainment shows. Until next month, I'm Jess McMullen. We'll see you later.
PeoriaLife.com